Mike Tyson is a boxing legend with numerous championships under his belt and one of the biggest box office draws to ever happen in the ring. As a nod to his multiple accomplishments as a boxer, he earned quite the fortune during his career, which reportedly summed to over $500 million. Being one of the highest-paid athletes in the prime of his career came with some weird expenses for the champ. For example, he had a collection of over 100 cars and often had over $250,000 in cash. But fortune doesn't last forever, and Mike Tyson soon ran out of his wealth, and he admitted that he blew it all away in just 15 years. Although he has since recovered about $10 million with his acting career and investments, we just can't get over the ridiculous ways he spent his fortune. And that's why today we're going to take a look at how Mike Tyson blew his $685 million boxing fortune.
What happened?
That's so much money.
Mike, that's a lot of fucking money, Mike. That's
a lot of fucking fun.
Everyone dreams to own a home or two, but when you're a millionaire, it's only mansions or nothing. And Mike Tyson definitely spent a significant part of his fortune on mansions. Since his career fights were mostly in Las Vegas, it made sense for the champ to have roots in the city, but he did so with a $2.5 million mansion, which was nicknamed Henderson Home. The massive estate sprawls across 3/4 of an acre in a neighborhood close to the exclusive Seven Hills Golf Course, and it even has its own grand entry with marble flooring. The interior of the mansion contains 2 detached casitas, a media room, a small wine cellar, and a garage that can conveniently house 4 cars. Back in the City of Angels, Mike Tyson owned 2 Los Angeles mansions, with one located in Paradise Valley, Phoenix. He bought the mansion for $2.1 million, and the property sits on nearly 8,000 square feet of land. There are several bedrooms and bathrooms, a large garden, a dining room, and a kitchen covered in marble. Tyson nearly got in trouble with this property when he attempted to build a pigeon coop in the backyard without the proper permits. But we'll get into his love for pigeons later, so keep watching. Another property that Mike Tyson blew his fortune on is his Ohio mansion located in Southington. The property sits on nearly 60 acres with 19,500 square feet of living space. It has 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms with gold taps and marble floors in the main bathroom. The Ohio property also has basketball courts, a sauna, and tiger cages for Mike's Bengal tigers, but we'll talk about those later. With massive mansions all over the country, maintenance didn't come cheap for Mike Tyson. He blew about $100,000 from his fortune on yearly gardening bills to keep the greenery in his mansions looking fresh and healthy. But I'd say that's an unhealthy spending habit. While he bought houses everywhere from Ohio to Connecticut, Mike Tyson also had a car collection that was growing faster than his championship belts. He spent about $500,000 on a Bentley Continental SC that was one of only 73 of its kind to ever be built by Bentley. The car came with rugs made from lamb's wool, a phone, and a removable glass roof. In his Ohio mansion, the former boxer parked a 1995 Rolls-Royce, a Range Rover, and a Mercedes-Benz 500. He also owned a $200,000 Aston Martin Lagonda, a Rolls-Royce Corniche that cost about $165,000, a Jaguar XJ220 that cost well over $500,000, a Ferrari 456 GT Spider that cost him around $90,000, and he spent over $1.5 million buying the same model of Bentley Azure, which cost about $320,000 each. Mike Tyson's car collection reportedly sums to over 100 cars, which cost him about $4.5 million in total, as some of the cars were gifted to him in the peak of his career. Before filing for bankruptcy in 2003 and selling off most of his assets to pay his debt, Mike Tyson owned a large collection of jewelry, which consisted mostly of custom-made diamond pieces. Tyson splurged over $500,000 on jewelry, which includes a diamond watch, gold teeth, a $245,000 18-karat gold dial, a gold chain worth $173,000, some bracelets, and 2 pocket watches. Aside from this collection, Mike Tyson also reportedly owns 2 watches that cost about $200,000 each. When you have hundreds of millions of dollars, it's easy to see why you'd be okay with spending hundreds of thousands on watches. Now, remember the tiger cages we mentioned earlier? Well, they housed the most outrageous and extravagant purchase that Mike Tyson ever made: 3 white Bengal tigers. That's right, tigers. Mike Tyson bought the tigers, who are an endangered species, for about $70,000 each back in the 1980s, and their feeding expenses racked up to about $200,000, making a total of nearly $500,000 for the mere possession of the tigers. But that's not all. He couldn't take care of 3 Bengal tigers on his own, much less 1. So he hired an animal trainer for $125,000 a year to look after them. Like that wasn't enough money spent on animals he shouldn't even own. Mike Tyson apparently had to pay a woman about $200,000 for damages after one of his tigers attacked her brutally for trespassing. Talk about having an expensive pet. Aside his lavish lifestyle of partying and gifting absurd amounts of money to those in his close circle, Mike Tyson had an obvious love for animals, or more specifically, for pigeons. In fact, he once appeared on Animal Planet for his collection of animals, which included pigeons that were worth $400,000. After keeping pigeons as pets during his teenage years, Mike Tyson wasted no time and spared no expense in getting some expensive ones as soon as he could afford them. He even nearly got into a legal battle for wanting to build a coop for them in the backyard of his Los Angeles mansion. Now, although his marriage with Robin Givens lasted barely a year, Mike Tyson was not shy about splurging on her while they were married. While most people get their wives some jewelry for Christmas, Mike Tyson took it up a notch and got his ex-wife a 24-karat gold bathtub that cost a whopping $2.2 million. Unfortunately, the bathtub wasn't enough to make their marriage work, and they divorced about a year later, but that wasn't cheap either. Mike Tyson had been married 3 times, and the divorces from his first 2 marriages to Robin Givens and Monica Turner respectively were another bill charged to his fast dwindling fortune. The total settlement costs he paid to his ex-wives sums up to about $16 million. Guess when you're a rich husband, you make your ex-wives richer. Unfortunately, those weren't the only legal costs that Mike Tyson blew his fortune on. Tyson's flamboyant lifestyle involved a lot of bad rep with legal cases. He once paid $200,000 to a woman who was mangled by one of his exotic tigers. His reputation was dampened further when he bit the ear off of his opponent Evander Holyfield in that infamous fight. Those actions led him to lose his boxing license, and he also had to pay a fine of $3 million along with other legal costs. But he definitely learned his lesson. While he was settling court fees and legal costs, Mike Tyson was also a good friend to his close circle. In a series of weird purchases, he allegedly spent a ton of money buying pagers and cell phones for his friends. In fact, he also paid off their monthly phone bills, which the total cost ran up to about $230,000. Must be nice to be a millionaire's friend, right? Now, to wrap it up, Mike Tyson blew a significant part of his wealth on lavish parties, with one very flamboyant birthday party he had when he turned 30. That party cost him nearly $500,000, and it was the dream of Vegas parties, with celebrity guests like Donald Trump and Jay-Z. And there you have it. That's everything you need to know about how Mike Tyson blew his $685 million boxing fortune. If you were a millionaire, how many cars would you own? Would you ever buy a pet tiger or 2? Let us know in the comments section down below. We hope you enjoyed this video. Want to be the first to see our next exciting video? Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Until next time.